Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's a fabulous Tuesday here in San Diego. Come on in. I am just going to do a little bit of housekeeping here. I would love for you to say hello when you come in. And let me switch accounts really quick. Salve Molly, how are you? Let me just, I can't spell today. Hang on, S. Okay, here I go. Good morning, Janet. All right, there I am here. And I can see comments. There's Tracy. Welcome, welcome. It must be official. Thank you for joining me this morning on my segment on Craft Round the Clock. I'm Mara LaFay with Diva Designs and Vintage Retail Therapy by Mara, but you're catching me live here on my Diva Designs page, which is my page dedicated to my stencils. We have about 35 stencils in our line now. And today we're going to do a really fun, easy, super easy project that's dedicated to fall. Last week we did Christmas. Today we're going to do fall because, you know, there's people that are still doing fall. They don't necessarily jump right back into Christmas. Let me know in the comments. Are you doing fall now, or are you doing Christmas? Or are you doing both? Good morning, Mary Sharkey and Janet. So last week, like I said, we did Christmas. Today we're going to be doing fall. And I have another question for you. How many of you have stenciled with metallics and wax pastes? Let me know in the comments. Good morning, Sue. Good to see you here. We're going to get started today. So we're going to do a little bit of something a little different today. Normally I stencil with paint. We have stenciled with modeling paste. We have used crystal paste, all kinds of things. So let me get my camera down just a little bit, and I think I'm going to sit. I usually stand when I stencil. I might wind up standing after all. So I have to tell you something funny, because I am the queen of change your mind. My nickname should be Change Your Mind Mara, because I feel like I change my mind all the time. Hi, Sandy and Cheryl and Patricia. Hello, Linda. So we're starting with this basic pumpkin. Initially, I painted it white, and I was going to do a white background. And then I came in this morning and I thought, you know what? I wanted it a little bit fancier than white. I was going to do it black and white. I love a good black and white. I don't know about you. Good morning, Nikki. Honey and Robbie. You're still on fall. Okay. So good. Perfect. Good morning, Lynn. Good to see you here. Hi, Kelly. Thank you so much for sprinkling this video out. It helps our page so much. So good morning, Mac. I would love, if you're not following our page, we are new on the Craft Round the Clock scene, or at least this page is. Go ahead and tap your screen, and it'll give you an option to follow if you have not. I would absolutely love that. Good morning, Shonda. Good to see you here, Tracy. Okay, so I picked this up at the Dollar Tree, which is now $1.75. So I really think they need to change the name now, because at this point, they're just messing with us. It was, I don't know, it had one of those papers on it, and I think it said like thankful or grateful or blessed or something like that. So we did this in the IOD inspiration group, you guys. This was the inspiration for today's project. This is actually the, I was going to turn it into an ornament, and I thought that would make a great necklace. It is the, what mold is this? Bibelot's 2 mold with the Victoriana, this portion of the Victoriana on there. Good morning, Laura. Oh, I need to message you about Kansas, and you too, Mac, about Kansas. I don't know if you got the memo in private group about Kansas. So let me see. I think you can see better there. Awesome. Awesome, Molly. I'm so glad. All right. I think, so I changed my mind on the color, and I also changed my mind on the stencil. I think today we're going to be using the sensational stripes in the background, and then I think we're going to be using the Calabria on the top, and then we'll embellish from there. But instead of using paint, which I typically do, I wanted to show you how easy it is to use metallic wax paste. They're not just for finishing. A lot of you use them in your finishing to maybe embellish your molds, but they're not just for that. There's another use, and I'm going to show you that today. Let me just take this down because I tend to be kind of clumsy, and I might shift it. So we're going to be using I think we're going to go with Vintage Gold, which is a wax paste from Finnabair. Don't look at my dirty palette. The nice thing about this is that you need just a little bit. Good morning, Laurel. Good to see you here. Thank you guys for sprinkling this out, smashing up them hearts, doing all the things that Facebook loves. All right, so again, I changed my mind kind of at the last minute. I wasn't planning to do this. I was going to do paint, and I was going to do black and white because black and white is always a good idea. So I'm just loading up my stencil brush. And I'm going to offload. Good morning, Jackie. We're going to offload a little bit. So since we are new on the Craft Round the Clock group, a lot of my regular ladies are here. If you're not following the group, make sure that you're following because it is literally 24/7 crafting. We just added a bunch of new sisters to the lineup, so you'll enjoy them as well. And it's great for those nights like now. I don't know about you, but my husband is stuck on baseball, and I typically am a baseball fan, but for some reason this season I'm not really into it. So that's a great time for me to sit and maybe catch up on some replays. So you're just stenciling like normal, but the nice thing about your metallic waxes is that they go a lot further because they're more emollient. There's a fancy word for you. Ha! Hey, Denise. They're very emollient, so they go a little goes a long way. So I changed my mind on the color, and again, my inspiration was my necklace because I love black and gold together. And look, I already got, I don't know how, but I already got schmutz on it over there. Where did I get that from? I did paint this in a black glossy from Pentart. Thank you so much, Janet, for sprinkling. Pentart black glossy paint. There it is again. Look at that. So if I sell this at auction, it's going to have my DNA on it. So hopefully it won't show up at a crime scene. You know what it is? It's my brush. It's my brush that's doing that. All right, let me just cover this. So I just added the wax to my brush once, and I have not had to reload this. So a little goes a long way. Let me know in the comments, have you stenciled with waxes before? Thank you for the great idea of using the metallic waxes. You're so welcome, Lisa. I love it. I love it. The Finnabair waxes come in so many different colors, and it's just really a nice addition. And it gives you something else to do with them. I don't know about you, but money doesn't grow on trees around my house. So if I can find a second use for the same product, I'm all about it. I am all about it. All right, you ready for the reveal? Ta-da! All right, there we go. Now we're just going to continue this. And I used the Pentart acrylic in glossy black. Glossy black. So it's going to be fancy. It's going to be very fancy. Hi, Cindy. Good morning. Here's all my CRTC sisters popping on. Let's take this off. And this is such an easy project. I think I'm actually going to finish it. I know, Denise, I miss you guys. We just had our creative retreat here in September, and I'm really missing my ladies. We're actually planning another trip to Kansas together. So if you didn't hear about that, make sure that those of you that are in my membership group, that you check the announcement for that, because you're not going to want to miss that. Let's see if I need to reload. I think I'm going to be okay. Yep. I'm going to try to keep this off that top stencil. But if I get it on there, I'm not going to worry about it, right? How was everybody's weekend? Did you do anything fun? I know today's Tuesday. Our shop, we have a brick and mortar here in Fallbrook, California, and our shop is closed on Mondays. So it's kind of like Tuesdays on Monday. The Finnebear waxes are great. I brought my little ring. We did these little samples in group. These are all the colors that they come in. And we've done them on black and on white. I don't even know how many colors there are. I'm looking at my wall, 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, probably we have about 30 colors in stock. There's a lot of them. And they go a long way. What I love about them is that they're water-based products. So they don't, good morning, Joyce. They don't have, I'm one of those that smells everything. They actually have a really pleasant smell, believe it or not. I'm a sniffer. I smell everything. The first thing I do when I open a jar, I don't know what it is. It's kind of weird, isn't it? I smell everything. Please tell me I'm not the only one. Please tell me I'm not the only sniffer. Mom is doing really well, Patricia. Thank you so much for asking. I am heading to see her soon. If you are new, my mom is in a memory care facility in Las Vegas. So we go, it's been almost 2 months now, but we typically go about 4 to 6 weeks. When you're using waxes to stencil, do you have to offload like you do with paint? Very little, because, well, you do want to work the wax into your brush. So I wouldn't say necessarily offload, but you can see I just worked it into my brush, just a little bit like this, just to get that in there. Okay, Laurel does that too. Well, don't the Finnebear waxes smell good? You had a Renaissance fair. Oh, those are so much fun. Those are so much fun. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I smell everything. I made a necklace out of the mold. I was going to make it an ornament. We did this in the IOD Inspiration Group on Saturday. And I made some ornaments, and I paired the Bibelots 2 mold, which is the ornament mold, with the Victoriana mold. And we made some really great ornaments. But when I saw this, and I actually made another one that I soldered. I can't see in here. So far, I've managed to get the whole background and not even having to reload. Good morning, Sheila. Good to see you here. Thank you for joining me. All right, I'm going to take this down. I might add a little bit more wax when I do that second layer. And I think I'm going to put it this way just so that I can see in there. Hang on, you guys. Yeah, so we head to Vegas probably once every 4 to 6 weeks to go and visit Mom. And we were concerned because the memory care that she's been at for 6 years finally was getting a new owner, and a lot of the caretakers that we loved were leaving. So we decided, and they were raising their rates by like 5%. So it just didn't really make sense anymore. to keep her there. So I really feel like God provided an opportunity for us to move her. So the new place, it's a private home. It's a mansion. Thank you for sprinkling, Ari. It's a mansion, and it has only 9 residents. So it is just, it's such a blessing. You stencil so fast. I will, thank you. I'm actually taking my time now because I don't want to get done too early, but I want to have room for time for what I need to do. So yeah, it's a blessing. All right, so there's my first layer, and that is the 10 times fast. Sensational Stripes Stencil. 3 S's. It's the 3 S's. Sensational Stripes Stencil. And the Finnabair Vintage Gold. All right, now I think we're gonna layer the Calabria stencil. So initially, you guys, I was gonna do the stripes on the top, and then I was gonna do the polka dots in the background, which I thought would be a great pairing. And I was gonna do it in black and white, but I thought, I don't know, I think I wanted it a little bit fancier. I think the black and white would have been super whimsical, but I think I wanted to go kind of on the fancy side. So I changed my mind this morning. I threw a coat of the glossy black paint over it. Actually 2 coats, because I had to cover up the white. Dried it, and then changed the game plan. So now, good morning, Louise. Now I think we are going to go with the Calabria stencil, which is named after my father's birthplace in Italy. And I don't know if I want to do that side down or this side up. Let me see. I love this stencil. This is a great background stencil. I love layering papers and molds and stencils. And this is a great background stencil, especially if you do it in a really light color. Like you could add your paper and then add this in a light color. So now I need to figure out if I want to put that there. I think I do want to put that there. We are going to layer something else over it. All right. So this may be tricky because I have no place to take this. This is going to go there. It's kind of sort of in the middle. Unless I take one side and then do the other side. I think I'll do that. Do I have the Finnabair mold on your site? You mean the waxes, Sheila? We do have the Finnabair waxes on our site under the Finnabair category. I don't know that I have to. I really don't, but I wanted it a little bit deeper because I still have plenty of product on my brush. You can see that, but it's getting a little bit faded. So I think now's a good time. Hi, Rumi. I think now's a good time to, see, here's my wax, to add a little bit into my brush. And I still have some in my palette, and I'm just going to work those into my bristles a little bit. So I'm not really offloading in the same way that I offload with paint. But I hope this encourages you to try. You have messaged me, Sheila. This one I think you're talking about. We have it as a pre-made mold, not the actual mold, but message me. So if you wanted a little deeper, you could add some more wax. I keep saying paint. Good morning, Pam. And you could, if you wanted to, you could add a second color, just like you do with paint. I need to slow myself down because I'm going too quick. I'm just used to doing a lot of things. And trying to squeeze a lot of elements on my board in 45 minutes. So typically I just work really fast, but so I'm kind of trying to slow myself down. We are going to layer some molds on here, And of course we're going to use some bling, because why not? I thought about putting a decoupage paper in the middle, but I don't think you'll see it. I wanted to show you guys something really easy that literally you could do in 20 minutes. Especially my friends that are makers and they're selling in either craft fairs or markets or things like that. Time is money, right? So the faster you can get your projects done, the more cost prohibitive it is. All right, now I either need to move my fingers or move my tape, or probably both. So I'm going to add just a little bit more, and I'm going to move my tape. You love the wax with the stencil? Thank you, Sheila. Good morning, Jean. Jean's getting ready for a craft fair. Or did you have it already? I can't remember. All right, so I'm still getting plenty of product, but I think I want it a little bit brighter. So I think we're gonna add just a little bit more. Just un chipito más. Just another little tiny bead. All right, so I'm kind of rubbing it along the side. Instead of working it into my napkin, I'm just kind of rubbing it on the side. You can use the Pent Art waxes the same way. Absolutely you can, Lynn. So it's tricky because I have no place to tape it down now. But I think the combination of the two stencils together is going to make it look really elegant. Of course, depending on the colors that you use, like if I'd have done this in black and white, it would have definitely been a little bit more whimsical. Good morning, Kathy. But I was kind of going for an elegant look today. So like I said, my inspiration was my IOD necklace. And this was done in resin, in case you're wondering. I think that's good. All right, you ready for the reveal? Ta-da! Look at how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? But we're not done. We are not done. So now we're gonna take that same wax, where basically we're using two colors. We're using the black acrylic in glossy. You made $16. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, Jean, just keep trying. You know what? Sometimes it's finding that one thing that does really well. We're going to use, basically we just use paint and wax and a stencil, and that's it. And that's it. So I'm going to take, I still have a little bit of wax here. So I'm just going to take my, yeah, ooh and ah, isn't that fancy? I kind of wanted to go fancy today, but you could like, I could see this in white with red. That would be adorable. I could see it with black and orange. If you wanted like a traditional fall colors, you would do black and orange, and it would be fabulous in black and orange. You could do black with like with a rust finish. That would be really pretty. All right, so now we're going to take this, and again, I've done it in that glossy black, and we're just lightly going to kiss that, the high spots. You can use your finger. I feel like sometimes when I use my finger, I'm a little too heavy-handed. Probably because I have fat fingers, but I tend to be too heavy-handed. Hold it up and look at it. You can't see an ugly face. Okay. It shouldn't be an ugly face. You could always put the stencil in this direction too. I mean, you can always do it in the other direction. All right. Just kissing those high spots. Any questions? Let me know in the comments if you're going to try this. If you've not tried stenciling with metallic waxes. Hey, Yolanda. Oh, the top, the face at the top. Oh. If you've not tried stenciling with metallic waxes, I hope this encourages you to try it because it really is this easy. And I feel like there's less room for error than paint. I feel like because it's more of a thicker consistency, there's less room for bleed through. I could mix my waxes if I wanted to, and we can see how it looks. We can try mixing it with, I did pull a white pearl. You can try mixing it with the white pearl. You're going to try the wax on your stencil. Oh, we got 2 people that are going to try it. I love that. I love that. Let me know how it works. Let me know how you like it. I really like it a lot. I don't do it often because I forget sometimes. Alright, and now we're going to layer another mold on top of that. It's much easier than paint, definitely. Move my fan up. Oh, those hot flashes are getting to me. You're so welcome, Lynn. I'm so glad you're inspired to try it. It really is fun. Like I said, I feel like it's less room for error because paint is definitely, because it's more liquid, you're more likely to bleed through with paint than you ever are with waxes. And you know what would be pretty too is this would have been pretty with a honey gold. Hey, Robin. Robin's one of our retailers in Georgia. Robin, if you have either one of these stencils, you feel free to put your link in there. Otherwise, you can find it on our shop, vintageretailtherapy.com. But if our retailers are here and they've got it on there, these are 2 really great stencils. This is the Calabria. It's a great background stencil. All right, so now I want to see, I feel like it's looking a little dull. So let's try adding this white pearl. Let's try adding this white pearl and see if that smazzes it up. And I'm going to cover this portion right here. So let's see if that, oh, I do. I like that very much. Okay. We're going to mix the 2 colors. We're going to add So it brings a little bit of the lightness back. We're going to add the white pearl on top of it. Janet's on here also. Janet, if you have any one of these stencils, or both of them preferably, go ahead and put your link in. We do have some affiliates for our stencils. I'll have to show you this up close because it really is pretty. It just gives it, I think Laurel's here as well. It almost gives it like a tarnished effect. So it doesn't all look the same color. I like it. I like it a lot. Let me show you up close because you're really going to see it better. Just mixing those two waxes together. Let me show you. Isn't that beautiful? Kind of popped it a little bit. But we're not done. We're not done, and we still have 15 minutes. There's my honey. Because tomorrow is my honey's birthday. I could not, I have to tell you, I could not do this business without him. His support and putting up with my crazy has made all the difference. All right, now look at that. All right, so we're going to lay those two together. And so, white pearl, vintage gold for the mix. Yeah, it really, I might even put some on my necklace. Look at this. Let me get you up close. It totally adds contrast and just makes it pop. All right, let's get our tight bond and get this on. But I think before we do that, I think we are going to embellish this portion just a little bit. And I'm going to turn this upside down. It's tomorrow, but I'm going to put up a big old fancy post tomorrow and embarrass him. So make sure on my Vintage Retail Therapy by Mara page, you check that tomorrow, the post tomorrow, and wish him a happy birthday. Let's embarrass the heck out of him. All right, now bling, because no project is complete without bling. So we're gonna add a little bit of bling here. Let me get this down a little bit so you can see the pumpkin. All right, I think that's where I had it going. I'm using the B6000, but you could use, now they have the 6000, the 7000. Oh yeah, I didn't paint the back because it was going to be an ornament. It's going to be an ornament. Laurel's here. Laurel, if you want to put your affiliate link in there, you're welcome to. My affiliates and retailers, if you have. Okay, here it is. There are over 30 designs in my collection, and I'm working on new ones now. Ha-ha. Let's measure this out right here. I just got this roll of bling from, I want to say it was Hobby Lobby. It's just a 2 mil bling. It's not very thick. I thought about using, and I didn't even think about it, now that I added the silver, maybe I should change it. I thought about using the AB bling, which I think, kind of think maybe I like that better. And it's bigger. This is a 3 mil. Let's see. I'd have to take the other one out. Nah, let's just go with what we have. Kathy, I'm hoping to be having another auction in November sometime. I'm actually going to be taking a bunch of stuff with me to Vegas to work on it while I'm there. It's going to be a lot of jewelry. I'm working on jewelry. I have a new idea for a design that I don't think you guys have seen yet. Well, my ladies in group have seen it, but the rest of you guys haven't seen it. And I just got, hoping to throw in there a couple textiles. I just got a new sewing machine yesterday. I'm so excited. It's a Burnett 79, and it's a sewing and an embroidery machine together. So I've been wanting an embroidery machine forever. But here's the thing. They're like stupid expensive. They're stupid expensive. You think the Stencil... maybe, Kathy. Maybe. Embroidery machines probably start at about $3,000 and go up. And I thought, do I really want to spend that kind of money on a machine that I'm not going to use that much? So I talked myself out of it because I'm not cheap, but at the end of the day, I am pretty frugal. I don't even want to say frugal. I'm a good steward of my money. Let's just say that. I didn't really need just an embroidery machine. But my good friend Lynn, she works at AAA Sewing, and her and the owner, Salima, are just absolutely wonderful. Well, they had a machine that is it's a sewing machine and an embroidery machine. So it's like a dual machine. So, and it was a lot less money. A lot less money. So I was like, when she first told me about it, she told me the price, and I thought, okay, it's still kind of high. I didn't know if I wanted to spend that much. But then it went on sale. And then, maybe I should have bought a... Rich, you're funny. When it went on sale, I was like, it's a God wink. There's my opportunity. So, I bought it. So I drove 2 hours yesterday to go pick it up. I had a 2-hour lesson, and then I drove 2 hours back home. It was a long day. It was a long day, but I'm so excited. So it's kind of like my / birthday present and anniversary present at the same time. Yeah, I'm so excited. And I will tell you, some of the features are just amazing. So they have a feature that actually, you know how sometimes when you're sewing, how you're having to push that fabric along? Do a denim jacket for a plus size chick. Okay, actually I have some jackets done. So you know when you're sewing and you're having to push your fabric through, well, they have this little, I don't even know what it's called, and you just hit it, and it like feeds the fabric in there. You like basically you could just basically hit your foot on the presser foot and just, it goes, like just barely guiding it. It was totally calling me. Totally calling. Guys, I was so excited about this machine. So excited. All right, let's put this in there. So I can't wait to play with it. The box took up the entire back portion of my car. It's a good thing I cleaned my car out. Did I play with it? It's a Bernette. Bernette, which is a, it's made a Bernina. You've heard of Berninas. Well, this one is a Bernette. It's a different division of Bernina, and it's a Bernette 79. And it's an embroidery and a sewing machine. And I gotta tell you, it's the most fun I've had in a long time. It's super fun. I need to cut this a little shorter. Maybe not. Maybe I can squish it up. No, I got one too many. Hope you use your machine and love it. Oh, thank you. Do you have an embroidery machine? Debbie, so you know how expensive they could be. And I just thought, you know, I don't know that I want to embroider that much to spend that kind of money on a machine. But this was a godly, and this looks pretty fabulous if I do say so myself. So there it is with the bling, just that little bit of extra bling. Let's put them together, and then we'll do a little bit of a recap. And I think I'm going to bling this also. I think I'm going to add this right there. Right there, right there. So it may take a minute to set up, but that's okay. We have a minute. You've had yours 20 years and you still love it. See, you must embroider a lot. I don't know that I would really, that I would use the embroidery portion of it enough to spend that much money on it. Maybe sometime down the line I would, but right now I didn't see myself doing that. Where did my glue go? Here it is, upside down. But definitely I got behind the sewing portion. I could use heavy body gel, which is basically a mixed media glue, and it will hold anything together. But because I want it to set up pretty quick, I'm using my Tight Bond Quick and Thick. Yeah, I even looked for second-hand embroidery machines, and they were still expensive. Sheila used to have a Bernette. It wasn't an embroidery machine, though. Sounds fun. I'm thinking about getting another serger. I love my serger. I have 2 sergers. When I was in the salon, I had a client who, unfortunately, her eyesight was going, so she had to stop sewing. And we traded. She traded me one of her sergers for like 2 hair colors. It's great. It was great. It was really good. So I actually have 2 sergers. And a mannequin that I can't find. How do you lose a mannequin? I swear my hubby threw it out and doesn't want to tell me. I swear he did. He'll deny it. Hey, Maureen. He will deny it for sure. What was that? I got a sticker on me. All right. All right, now let's add this on there. So we started with a Dollar Tree pumpkin. It had some, I don't know, happy fall or harvest or one of those sayings on there. Painted it in black. I used the Pent Art acrylic in glossy black. We have these on our shop, vintageretailtherapy.com. Let me see if I can pop in let me pop in the link. If you need any Pent Art products. You didn't throw it out. You're innocent. Mm-hmm. Let's see if I can pin that. Okay, I just pinned the website there. So I used the 50 mil acrylic paint in black glossy. That was my base. Then I used the Sensational Stripes stencil. Come on. In the background was the Calabria. Oh, good grief. Now this is the time that my glue wants to be. I stenciled with the Finnabair Vintage Gold and also added it to my molds. And then went in with the white pearl over it. Yeah, if I find it. It's got to be there somewhere. I mean, how do you lose that? All right, let's see if I can pick this up without dropping it. Here we go. And then, of course, that added touch of bling just makes everything better. Look at that. I don't want to hold it up too high because it's going to probably fall off. You got your order. Awesome, Jean. I'm so excited. There you go. So I hope that this did two things. One, shows you how easy it is to stencil with metallic waxes. Number two, I hope that you try stenciling with metallic waxes. It's very easy. I want to say there's less room for error because it's not going to bleed under your stencil like paint will. Okay? Anyway, let me know in the comments if you're going to try it. I would love to see what you create. Go ahead and send me a picture. I would love to see it. Thank you so much for joining me on my segment of Craft Round the Clock. You can refresh your page. The link is above in the description, and I will see you on this page again next week. Ciao for now. Bye, ladies.